On the dusty frontier world of Tarsus 4, where the twin suns cast their unrelenting heat over cracked deserts and metallic cities, there were no heroes, only survivors. Men and women traded anything for power, land, water, or lives. When the governor of Tarsus outpost gifted me an alien girl as a servant, I knew she was just another piece in a game I hadn't chosen to play. Her name was Celia. I was John Hale, a cargo pilot turned scrap merchant, scraping by on spare parts and rusted deals. I didn't have power or influence, but I had something the governor wanted, a Starship engine core I'd salvaged from an old war cruiser. It was the last of its kind, a relic of a forgotten war, and worth more credits than I could spend in a lifetime. Governor Alrex came to me with an offer. Trade him the engine, and he'd pay handsomely. When I refused, thinking I could get a better deal off-world, he changed tactics. "She's yours," Alrex said with a smug grin, gesturing to the alien girl kneeling at his feet. The last of her kind. She's strong and obedient. A servant to sweeten the deal. I looked at her. She had the unmistakable features of the Valari, an alien race hunted nearly to extinction in the last galactic war. Her skin was a soft silver, faintly glowing, marked with faint geometric patterns that pulsed gently, almost like circuitry. Her eyes were the color of molten gold, wide and unyielding. "Don't need a servant," I muttered, scowling. "She's a person, not a bargaining chip." Alrex's grin faded. "She's yours whether you like it or not." A gift. It wasn't a gift. It was a trap. Celia didn't speak at first, not in words I could understand. She moved silently through my scrap shop, cleaning the clutter I'd given up on years ago. I didn't know where she slept, but every morning I'd find the shop organized, tools neatly arranged and parts sorted. "You don't have to do this," I told her one night, setting a plate of food in front of her. "I didn't ask for you to be here." She tilted her head, her glowing eyes narrowing. "I am given to you," she said, her voice soft but firm, laced with an alien accent. "I serve." I frowned. "You're not a servant. You're free." Her expression faltered. "Free?" she repeated, as though the word was foreign to her. "Yes. Free to leave. Free to stay. Your choice." She stared at me for a long moment, then finally said, "I will stay." Over time, Celia revealed more about herself. She had been taken as a child from a Valari colony, the last survivors enslaved by warlords and governors like Alrex. Her people were builders, engineers who could speak to machines, their biocircuitry connecting with technology in ways humans couldn't comprehend. One day, I caught her with the salvaged engine core, her fingers tracing its scorched surface. I was about to yell at her for messing with something dangerous when the core hummed. Lights flickered to life along its surface, and a low vibration filled the room. "What did you do?" I whispered, stunned. She looked up at me, her golden eyes glowing. "I woke it." Celia had reactivated a core I thought was dead. She explained how her people could feel machines, heal them. "It sings to me," she said. "Your world, it is full of broken things." She looked at me when she said that, and I wondered if she meant more than just machines. Months passed. Celia became more than just a presence in my life. She became my partner. With her abilities, we turned my scrap shop into something more. Engines roared to life, broken ships flew again, and word spread that Hale Shop was the best place in Tarsus Outpost for miracles. But success brought attention. Alrex came back, this time with soldiers. He didn't care about me. He wanted Celia. "The girl belongs to me," he said, his voice cold. "You've stolen my property." "She's not your property," I shot back, standing between them. "She's Valari," he spat, as though that explained everything. Celia stepped forward then, her chin high. "I am no one's," she said, and the lights in the room flickered as though echoing her anger. The governor's men lunged for her, but I was faster. Blaster fire erupted through the shop, and chaos filled the air. Celia's hand shot out, and the machines around us sang. Tools rose into the air, engines roared, and the walls shuddered as though alive. When the dust settled, Alrex and his soldiers were gone. Driven out by the machines, Celia had awakened. I turned to her, breathless. "You saved us?" She smiled faintly. "You saved me first. We rebuilt the shop together, but things were different. Celia wasn't just a partner. She was something more." Her laughter echoed through the halls, and her golden eyes softened when they met mine. One evening, as we sat on the shop's roof watching Tarsus Ivy's twin sons set, I said the words that had been on my mind for weeks. "Celia, will you stay with me? Not as a servant, not as a partner, as something more." She looked at me, surprise flickering across her features. "You would bind yourself to me?" "Yes," I said quietly. "If you'll have me." For a long moment, she didn't speak. Then she reached out, her fingers brushing against mine, her touch warm and electric. "My people say bonds are made of stars," she said softly. "Unbreakable, no matter the distance. Is that a yes?" I asked, my heart pounding. She smiled. "Yes, John Hale. I will stay." The outpost didn't understand us, but I didn't care. Celia and I worked side by side, building a life from the wreckage of the past. She taught me to see machines the way she did, not as tools, but as living things waiting to be awakened. And in return, I taught her what it meant to be free. We married under the twin suns of Tarsus IV, surrounded by the hum of ships and the glow of machines she had brought to life. She stood beside me, her silver skin shimmering, her golden eyes filled with joy. "You were given to me," I said quietly, taking her hand. "But you chose to stay. That means everything." She smiled, her patterns glowing softly. "Bonds are made of stars," she whispered. And I believed her.